Alright, car splainers, let's take our quick first look and mini test drive of the all-new Volkswagen ID4 electric SUV. The ID4 brings Volkswagen squarely into the modern EV arena with a compact crossover. Size-wise, the ID4 is just over 180 inches long. This is slightly smaller than the VW Tiguan, but close in size to the Honda CR-V and Toyota RAV4. It has 2 rows of seats and can seat up to 5. Current models have 250 miles of electric range, and pricing starts just around $40,000 before any federal or state tax credits. The base model is called the Pro, and then there's the Pro S above that. There was also a launch edition. That's actually one that we're driving today, but that's largely sold out as of this video. You may be able to find one on dealer lots still. They come in rear-wheel drive and all-wheel drive. All-wheel drive, which uses a dual-motor powertrain, will be available at the end of 2021. The Pro comes standard with the following: 19-inch wheels, parking sensors front and rear, rain-sensing wipers, DC fast charging capability, LED headlamps with automatic control and LED tail lights, a wireless smartphone connectivity and wireless charger, a 10-inch touchscreen navigation system. Forward collision warning and autonomous emergency braking are standard, as is the digital driver display, or what they're calling the ID cockpit, not like the virtual cockpit of other vehicles, or digital cockpit. There's also the ID light, that's kind of the communicative light bar at the front of the dash. Blind spot monitor with rear cross traffic alert is standard, as is adaptive cruise control and lane assist. Through your phone, you can get Volkswagen's CarNet app access for a 5-year period, and a leather-wrapped heated steering wheel is standard, as are heated front seats. Seats are cloth in the Pro. You have manual front seats, 10-color ambient lighting, and a 60/40 split-folding rear seat. The Pro S for $4,500 adds things like adaptive projector LED headlights, panoramic fixed glass roof, a 12-inch navigation display, 12-inch power front seats with leatherette, and they actually have massagers for the 2 front seats, a hands-free, easy open and close power lift gate, the rear armrest and the back seat with a ski pass-through, and a lighted front Volkswagen logo and grille. They upgrade you to 30-color ambient lighting. You also get power folding exterior mirrors and puddle lamps. On the Pro S, you can add a gradient package for $1,500, and this upgrades you to 20-inch wheels, a bicolor package with a black roof, and also silver accents for the roof rails, bumper, and trim. All in, for an all-wheel drive Pro S with gradient, pricing is going to be around $50,000, again before kind of tax and any credits. Now that you have a good idea about the size and contents, let's go for a quick drive.
Please turn right at the end of the road onto Towers Crescent Drive. Now take the 3rd right onto Towers Crescent Drive. Please turn right at the end of the road onto the Virginia 7 West. Now take the 4th right onto the Virginia 7 West. You will reach your destination after a quarter of a mile. You have reached your destination. It is on the right side of the road. The destination is on a limited access road. Now keep right and then follow the Virginia 123 north. Please turn right at the traffic light onto Tysons Boulevard and then turn left. Attention, limited access ahead. Now turn right and then turn left and continue to follow Tysons Corner Center. Now turn left and then turn right. Now turn right. You will reach your destination after 600 feet. You have reached your destination.
Hey, it's William West Hopper from the Real DCCarGuy, and we're here in Tysons Corner, Virginia, checking out the Volkswagen ID4, and I brought a buddy of mine with me. You want to introduce yourself?
Sure, thanks, William. I'm Patrick Min, and I'm with Carsplain.
So, Patrick, what'd you think today? We both got to drive the ID4 for the very first time, and we have not talked about our driving experience, so what was your experience?
I think it was really impressive. This is kind of their first major electric vehicle after e-Golf.
Right.
Dedicated platform, and I thought it was very smooth. I liked that there was a big difference between kind of the drive mode D and B. Mm-hmm. So kind of with the B mode having kind of that one pedal drive feel, which I think a lot of electric drivers are looking for.
Right.
But then kind of the D mode that might be for someone new to EVs, that kind of lets the vehicle coast and kind of a more natural driving experience.
Yeah, so I also found it good. What did you think about the sound and the ride inside? One of the things that I've noticed on a lot of the electric vehicles that we've been testing lately is that they're almost truck-like. Even the Mach-E had a truck-like feel to it. But I didn't find that in this car.
No, we do have an EV at home as well, and one of the things that has hampered a lot of EVs is the weight. Mm-hmm. And just kind of the feeling that, yes, it has the acceleration, but it feels cumbersome, it feels not as nimble, but I didn't feel that at all here in the ID4 either. No. Very kind of light steering, but still direct, composed ride, even with the giant 20-inch wheels I think that are on kind of these first editions. So really like that kind of more natural, light drive experience, which is new for an EV.
Yeah, and I found that was good. I also found the pickup to be very good. It wasn't as wild as maybe Unbridled in the Mach-E or in sport mode in my Hyundai Ioniq. You compare it to your Audi e-tron. Now, is your e-tron full battery?
Full battery.
Okay,
e-tron,
so
yeah.
You already have a product from the manufacturer. So do you see a difference between e-tron and this? Is it same? Have they dropped down? Have they, what has Volkswagen done that Audi may not? have done, or what have they learned from Audi?
No, I think, they have been able to do quite a bit, and it's not a market drop down in terms of that overall EV experience. So still very smooth, good power. Like you said, it's not going to punch you into the back of the seat like the Teslas or some of the other EVs out there, but more than respectable, more than enough get up and go to kind of merge onto a freeway or dart into that little hole in traffic.
Right. So what did you think about the inside? You're a family man. You have you need space in the inside of a vehicle. What did you think about the inside?
For the footprint, it doesn't look like that large of a vehicle. I'd have to look at the specifications, maybe something close to a Tiguan, but felt very airy in the cabin. So a lot of width, seems like a good amount of space in the back seat for the rear-facing car seats or the front-facing car seats, so hopefully the little ones don't kick the seat backs.
Right.
So again, I think a good amount of space, front and rear, and then still a good amount of cargo space as well.
I really found the I suppose it was the ski pass-through thing. I thought that was great. I mean, because it has the 60/40 fold down, but it also has that ski pass-through when you need something. You still need the 4 seats, but you want to pass something through the back. And I thought that was something that was very different that you don't see in any SUV really these days. You see that ski pass-through in sedans and coupes and hatchbacks, but I haven't seen it in SUV.
Yeah, good interior flexibility. I think one thing that some of the EV people might be interested in is, somehow the EVs have associated themselves with the front trunk or the frunk. Volkswagen has decided not to go with a frunk kind of storage space. There's still kind of the traditional mechanicals and electrical systems that are kind of under the hood. But again, I think their explanation is it affords more interior space. So again, good leg room, front and rear, good space for the footprint of vehicle. It doesn't feel too large or too small, kind of feels just right.
And seating, I was impressed with the seating. The photos I had seen sort of had looked like a fabric interior. We had a leather or leatherette interior in the ID Edition 1 that we were driving. I thought that was comfortable. I thought it felt good on my derriere. How about you? Did you feel comfortable in that?
Yeah, very supportive seats. Again, if it isn't a true leather, it maybe feels even better than some plasticized leathers that I've seen in cars. The only thing I would have questions of with this interior is the white steering wheel. Looks great when it's new, when they're cleaning it between each driver, but at the end of a 3-year lease or at the end of kind of an ownership cycle, I could see that starting to look
well, and I
pretty
think that's
dirty.
a big thing from a lot of the forums I've seen. A lot of people have complained about that, and I'm sure it's just part of Volkswagen's initial launch that they want the car to be flashy and with that white steering wheel. I have seen photos without a white steering wheel, so I know that it's out there, so that's good. What do you think about the driver's dash display?
I like it. It's not a giant display, so it's not like the 12.3 inch that we're seeing in a lot of vehicles, but it just kind of keeps the information that you need to see kind of front and center. So speed, kind of indicators, anything to do with kind of vehicle status, range, and then they have kind of the ID light bar at the top, kind of just under the windshield. So good information there, and then obviously they've got the big screen in the center for the infotainment, radio, nav. But it is a lot of capacitive touch controls, which I always find, again, kind of nice to look at, but they kind of get fingerprinty and maybe
especially with you with kids.
A little bit harder to do as you're driving, but they do promise that the voice control is a little bit more natural language, a little bit more comprehensive than we've seen in cars before.
I didn't use the voice control, but I did find that the interior, that center screen, which I usually hate center screens, I didn't find that obtrusive or that I didn't like it. And then certainly the driver's dash display I thought was a little confusing because it didn't show what I'm used to seeing. But I think once you drive it, you get used to it. So, any final thoughts on the car?
No, I mean, really excited to see. I know that, they have been taking reservations for quite some time. I've seen, I think, a handful of cars on the road here in the DC area already. And again, I think it was a little bit bigger than even I had imagined it in pictures. I kind of thought it was a little bit smaller, so it is good size, should be a lot of room.
Yeah, and size is right, and you're right, Tiguan is a good overall size of it. So I believe that you can order one here. What we were hearing is if you put a $100 deposit down, you get a little gift, and you get secure your $7,500 tax credit, and some other things as they're saying. And did you get your little gift?
I did.
So isn't that kind of cool that where is it? Where is it? Oh, here it is. We got our little ID4 gift for driving, which is a collapsible stainless steel straw.
So green sustainability, the message is kind of consistent from the brand throughout.
So super. So just want to thank our viewers for checking in with us while we're here in the end of April 2021 at Tyson's Corner Center in Vienna, Virginia, as we test out the ID4 from Volkswagen. Now, Volkswagen is doing this ID4 test drive or drive and whatever you call these events all around the country, and they're probably about in the middle way through the event right now. I know they've been in California and Texas, and now they're working up the East Coast. So if you have a chance to get out and test out an ID4 from this program, which doesn't have any dealers involved in it, and we want to thank our friends from Drive Shop who are managing this program, but also if you do want to check one out, check one out at your local Volkswagen dealer because they're out there.
Yeah, very cool experience.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.